Soul Knowledge has just come across one of the rarest sneakers on the planet. This is the real deal. I've just authenticated it. It is actually the Freddy Krueger SB Dunk. And today we're going to have a closer look at all of this detail and sparing you none of the insights. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Soul Knowledge, the home of the sneaker story and the home of sports culture insights. I'm your host, Bernie Wickham, and I am the sneaker evangelist. This specific episode of Soul Knowledge is one which I guarantee you are going to scroll back through the feed to re-watch at a certain point in time, because the way I've managed to get hold of the sneakers is a detailed and layered story which I cannot reveal within this very episode. But once the full revelation hits you, you will scroll back, find this, and contextualize the entire story. But as for now, I'm going to give you a breakdown on how the shoe came about, the detailing of its construction, so that you can get a true sense of appreciation for the gem that I'm holding in my hands. Let's see what it's got to tell us. This episode of Soul Knowledge has been filmed in Court Order in Johannesburg. Court Order has provided a marketplace where resellers can sell their shoes, have it on display, and has also been available in both Cape Town and Johannesburg. Right now I am in the Johannesburg store, and this is one of the gems within their collection. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you it's the crown jewel of what they've currently got on hand. And I'm so appreciative that Court Order has made this opportunity possible for Soul Knowledge to have a closer look and share these details with you. So to understand how the shoe came about, the timing was about 2007 that Nike wanted to do a release in Halloween for a very special story. The idea was to create Nightmare on Elm Street, the iconic character of Freddy Krueger, the villain, to use as a point of inspiration for these SB Dunks. Nike had gone and created it. They'd spent some time doing the research into the project, and this was the outcome of the shoe that they had created. But they'd done the design work before approaching New Line Cinemas, which holds the intellectual property for the Nightmare on Elm Street, the movie itself. Nike did not get the green light to go ahead with it, but they had subsequently created a few pairs. The numbers of the pairs globally kind of hover around. Some people are saying 26, some people are saying about 30 pairs, but Nike never actually sold it. The story, which is actually this latter end of the story, which disappears into urban legend, is that many people got hold of it and just resold it. It was actually only sold through on eBay and StockX as it stands right now, but it wasn't actually sold through any formal channels. It should have been destroyed, but it was not. But what that's done was created such a massive hype engine for the product, because it is so rare. It is such a high spec of quality. And there is such demand for it because it's one of those should never have been made, but was made. And can you get your hands on them? So this is how the design has actually been broken down. On image right now, I've just got a picture of the character Freddy Krueger. So have a look at it, see what he's wearing. And after you understand that, start to have a look at what the shoe is looking like. So the major components in the overall outfit are the black shoe, which is translated into the black outsole. You can see the detailing of his sweater, which comes through in the stripy detailings in the toe box and all throughout that shoe. So you immediately see what Freddy's look and how it translates into the shoe itself. What the shoe shows off is the blood splatter. I'm going to pull that through closer so you can see the victim's blood that moves all the way through the upper of the shoe. The second piece of the detailing that I want to focus on is the swoosh. So remember, if you can see the detailing of Freddy's glove, have a look at this image. This is where the glove is at. The swoosh represents the murder weapon, which is so cool. But the piece that has not been forgotten is the detailing of Freddy's face, because you know Freddy was burnt quite badly. And have a look at this. So that's Freddy's skin as it pulls through. And as I'm looking at it on this side, it's actually got a zoom cushion in the rear, because this is still a Nike skateboarding shoe, and it is differentiated from the standard Dunk because it has a zoom cushion, and it also has the thicker tongue with on either side it's got the elasticated bridges to keep that tongue in good shape. It is one thing having a look at a shoe and thinking it's cool and just be blinded by the hype behind it. But what's important is that you understand the level of craftsmanship that has gone into the shoe. Even if it was sold in a mass-produced state in 2007, what this result looks like is unbelievable. So the quality of leather, this is the highest grade of leather that you can imagine. And just, you've got to understand, for the performance-wise, this is a skateboarding shoe. And as you know, a skateboarding shoe is a construction that needs to be robust, it needs to be strong. So what Nike has done in the level of embellishment with the materials used over here is top grade. And there are just some of these things that is worth drawing your attention to. Have a look at this close-up over here on the upper. When you have a look at Freddy's sweater, which takes place on the with this grey to this burnt orange kind of look, you will notice that it has actually been knitted together. The knit is the change of the color. The color transition means that you have a machine that has taken two different colors of yarn and has actually knitted them together to create the transition from the one to the other. That is beautifully detailed and completely intricate in the way that has constructed this transition all the way through the upper of the shoe. You will notice that on the upper, when the blood splatter exists, it's only on what we would consider Freddy's pants, but it doesn't fall over any of the swoosh detailing, nor does it fall on any of the embroidered detailing on it. It is just rich, and if you sit and analyze how this has been constructed, you start to appreciate the beauty of the craftsmanship. Forget the hype and all of that. When you just see it for the sneaker that it is, you really get the joy of what has actually happened over here. Now, the moment you start layering the hype on it, you start layering the fact that it is so rare, it creates a recipe for something extraordinary. And here it is. I'm so glad you guys have also managed to have a closer look at this to appreciate what it's about. And especially for you skateboarders, I mean, you guys know as well as I do what kind of gem this would be to just, pull out and show your friends. That is something significant. The beauty of this is that polyurethane construction is not used in a dunk, which means because this is a rubberized construction, it's going to last you long, and you're still going to get you're going to get your money's worth. One other thing that you should know about this is that very few of these quantities have actually been sold in a box, because when they were to be discarded, the stories go that, well, actually, if you consider the whole production, there was no boxes at any point in the way this was going to be manufactured. You were purely looking at the shoes. So when you buy this, you buy them without the box. It is everything that I've expected to be, and as a matter of fact, it has exceeded my expectation. And it is probably the most important shoe, in my opinion, that I've held in my hand on Soul Knowledge. So let me know what you thought about it. This was a completely special moment for me. So a lot of love. Thanks to the guys at Court Order. This is significant. This is special. And I'm so glad you guys could share this with me as well. Ciao.